Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today we're going to do a speed test comparison between these two NUU Mobile G3s. One's running 8.0.0 Oreo and the other is running Android 7.1.1 Nougat. So we're going to see if Oreo makes a difference in these two phones. Let's get it started. Okay everyone, so one thing that I did notice about these two phones here that I really didn't catch on at the beginning when I first, got the new one is where the logos were on the back. With the updated version here, the new logo was more near the fingerprint scanner and of course more down at the bottom here on the older version. So what do you like better? Do you like the logo more on top or on the bottom? Let me know in the comments section below. Let's go ahead and get in with this test. We're going to open up these phones with the fingerprint scanner at the same time right now. So a little bit faster here on the new version of the NUU Mobile G3. Now one thing that I do want to point out with these two phones here is the screens are kind of curved, kind of like the S8 or S9 curved display. It's very, very easy without a case to not mispress an app without meaning to. I've done it many times whenever I've been doing this stuff right here, holding the phones. It's very, very easy to push an app without meaning to. So that curved screen, it's always good to have a case on your phone. But anyway, let's go ahead and check everything out here. Yep, everything is cleared out. But first things first, we're going to go ahead and go here into CPU-Z and look here, and you'll see that both of them run the exact same processor, 2.39 gigahertz MediaTek MT6757 octa-core processor with a Mali T880 GPU. Let's go ahead and go into N22 here and just see what kind of scores we did run here on both of these devices. So 82,312 is what we got here on the new updated version of the G3, and 77,206 here on the older version of the G3. And swinging over here to Geekbench 4, and you will see a better score here of 947 single core score and 3722 multi-core score on the updated G3, and 900 single core score and 3251 on the multi-core score. Now these scores mean nothing. I just run them to give you an idea of both phones. And we'll go ahead and clear out all of these apps just like that right there. And we'll get in with this speed test comparison starting now. That was the red NUU G3. Let's get into YouTube. That was about even there. Let's go into calculator. That was the blue G3. Let's go into calendar. And that's about even there. I really couldn't tell. Let's go into clock. That was the blue G3. Let's go into Google Plus. And barely the red G3 took it. Let's go into the camera, and the red G3 took it there. Let's go into Amazon shopping. That was the red G3 took it. Let's go into Instagram, and the red G3 took it. Let's go into the Play Store. That's about even there. Let's go into settings. Red G3 took it. Let's go into Snapchat. And the red G3 took it there by a little bit. Let's go into Twitter. And the blue G3 took it there. Let's go into Netflix. And the red G3 took it there as well. Let's go into Subway Surfer. We'll see if gaming does any different here between these two devices. So far, the red G3 is pretty much beating out these by just a little bit. It's not really a big deal, but it is winning this test so far. So let's just go ahead and see what happens here in the gaming. So it looks like that the red G3 took it there by a few seconds. Let's go ahead and go back home. Let's go into Temple Run 2. A little bit slower starting up there on the blue G3 for some reason. So we'll just see what happens here as we're loading up here. It looks like that it's going to take over here, yes, on the NUU G3. Not by much, but it did take it by like a second Let's go back home here and we'll open up Dead Trigger, and we'll see what happens here. So started up first there on the red NUU G3. A little bit slower starting up there on the blue one for some reason. I'm pushing them at the exact same time, but as you see right there, this one here did start up first. Now, one thing that I wanted to make mention here about this display on these two here is the display seems to be better on the updated red NUU G3. So let's just go through these apps again to see if there's any reloads. Starting now with Dead Trigger. Both of them, of course, were open. Let's go ahead and go into Temple Run 2. Seems to be a little bit faster there on the red NUU G3, but we're not here for speed. We're just here to see which one stays open. Netflix, both were open. Twitter, both were open. Snapchat, both were open. Settings, both were open. Play Store, both were open. Amazon. So having to reload here on the red NUU G3, open on the blue. Clock, already open. Skip to YouTube. Had to reload on the red NUU G3. And then the Bible here, open. Had to reload on the red G3. So honestly, in my personal opinion, the red G3 just seems to be, a bit faster. It just seems to be more snappy in a lot of areas. The red G3 just seems to be more smoother as far as overall performance. Not really sure why. The screen looks better, in my personal opinion, on the red NUU Mobile G3. The darks are darker. The screen's more vibrant for some reason. So, yeah, that's just my speed test comparison there between these two NUU Mobile G3s. One running Oreo 8.0, one running Nougat 7.1. Using the test, these videos here are just basically for entertainment anyway, to show y'all. This test here is in no way gonna determine how your phone's gonna act. It's gonna all depend on your internet speed, Wi-Fi, LTE, whatever. This is just on Wi-Fi, both of them on the same network, open at the same time, but of course your results will vary. So anyway, if you found this helpful and informative at all, hit that like button. Any questions that you may have, leave it below, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.